Hi, hello and welcome to another video. So we are doing another TBR code video, and that is to try and catch up so I can, this comes out every 3 months, so it's me just having been not doing filming and reading this. So now I'm trying to catch up so I feel okay with actually having this subscription, and I have to say, so far they have been doing pretty well with, a lot of my recommendations, which is really great. So yeah, let's just start. So here is the recommendation letter. It says, welcome back. This was a really fun order to put together. I'm a huge romance fan. It's always a good time when I can introduce someone to books I think they'll really enjoy. Since you want to read more diversely, I not only went with diverse authors, but also books set in countries outside of the US and UK. And I have to say that is really great, just because mostly books are set in, those two countries, and it's great when they're not. So, let's talk about the first one, and that is That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf. So, it says, disclaimer, I'm a Crystal Cole fan, and I read every book in the Immortal After Dark series. I think I read 2 or 3. But I also have complicated feelings about the first book. Same. So I think you'll really enjoy this other fantasy romance novel that involves fated mates, but also a lot less alpha male. Dub con nonsense. As the title suggests, the main character throws a love potion at a werewolf, leaving him to believe she is his one true mate, but instead of gnawing off his own legs to find her, this werewolf helps around the house. This is really fun, rompy romance novel that's still steamy, but a lot less angsty. Please note that this is listed as book 2 in a series, but the books are standalones. So, now I also did read book 1 in this, and that is That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. This series is just fun, there is nothing. If you just want a fun one that is, having, this author has a really weird sense of humor. I mean, you definitely can see that in the titles, and these are just fun, really let's just say that there are these girls, they don't have kind of a filter. So it's really fun to basically see when they get in trouble, basically how they get out of that trouble. It's just a lot of fun. And so yeah, this one was a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was just really, really fun. It's not like something that, I feel like a lot of paranormal romances are really kind of, let's call it darker, and just have these, call it darker themes. This is just fun. And it still has, some, not darker things, but definitely there is something going on in this world. And yeah, but it just doesn't feel that dark because the book overall is really light and fun. And I really like that he is just helping her around the house while she's trying to basically get an antidote for this love potion because it will kill him. So it's just overall a lot of fun. So yeah, that was the first one. I really, really love this first one. Then the next one is Butterfly Swords. And for this one, it says, next up is another romance novel, but this one is set in China during the Tang Dynasty. I have a Regency romance. I love a Regency romance as much as the next person. But I also really love a leading lady with a sword. And Princess Ailey has a sword and is really good at using it. The story for this one is pretty straightforward. The princess is fleeing from an unwanted marriage and enlists the help of a mysterious stranger to protect her on the journey home. Lots of kissing ensues. This was Jenny Lee's first published book, and she has substantially body of work if you want to check out more of her books. This is her first book. I loved it. I give it 4 stars. It was really, really interesting to see this character, and I also really liked there is always something that breaks up these two characters. I really liked how this basically went on. I loved how it ended, and yeah, overall it was really good, and I really love strong female characters. I mean, I sometimes I read like these would be girls that can't, that yeah, it's like not the smartest, but I really like women that basically has their own mind, and yeah. So this one was really good. I don't really know how much I want to say. These are all, I want to say, pretty short books. They are around like the 250 to 300 mark. So these are not like long books that will take forever to finish, and I really appreciate that. This book, I just feel like this was the perfect length for this one. It didn't. I love when authors don't drag out the story. And I feel like there are a lot of romances that are too long for what is basically happening. I mean, one of my favorite books are really long, but sometimes I just want a short, sweet romance that is kind of straightforward. And this one is. You still have like those, let's call it, complications. Like there are still things, that happens, and yeah. But overall, I'm really happy how this book went, and there are this. It's high stakes in this story because she is, being followed by, like the man, from her, like the man that she's going to marry. So you kind of have those high stakes, and this man is really like he's like, he don't want to, he wants to be together with her, but he doesn't want to, say that. And basically, people sometimes they just need a little nudge, and he gets it, and he figures out that I have done a big mistake by letting her go, but then she's like kidnapped, almost like taken back, but she don't want to. So it's just a lot, but overall I really enjoyed this, and this is definitely, if you like these historical romances, definitely try this one out. This one was really good for being a debut, and I'm definitely going to read more from this series, but also this author, because really enjoyed it. Then we have The Woman Next Door, and it says, for the last pick, I went with a contemporary set in South Africa. The story follows two women, Hortensia and Marion, who have been neighbors and sworn enemies for decades. They are brought together after unexpected events in the neighborhood forces them together. One of the reasons I love recommending this book is because both of the main characters are in their 80s and widowed. And I really enjoy seeing books in the world about women finding friendship and continuing to live their life into their elder years. So this one was sadly a letdown. Now, it has nothing to do with the setting or the kind of characters or the age. So basically, I just felt like the conflict in this just didn't I just didn't fully get that, I just felt like it wasn't like, let's call it, organic, and it just seemed a little rushed, underdeveloped. That was, I that is just such a hard word to see. It was kind of that was supposed to be set, this novel, this argument, I almost said, and I just felt like it got a little rushed, and it just didn't grab me and move me in a way that I want to, and I really want to learn more about the characters, and just go deeper, and yeah, I want to sympathize with a character, but I just didn't fully care, and it was just difficult to, you know, get through once you get to that you don't fully love the story. And I just didn't love the writing in this, and I just feel like this got a little let down. I wanted to learn more about the characters and, you know, kind of really understand everything. And I just didn't feel like we got enough fleshed out story for that. But yeah, overall, I have to say, this person who has given me recommendation grades, she has done a great job. Sometimes I get a little picky about the books, and yeah, I am really happy that they find diverse authors that I can read, because I feel like sometimes it's difficult sometimes to find that, just because I feel like there are just sometimes you get this heavy like push on white authors, you know, I just feel like they get the most like marketing. So sometimes it's really difficult to kind of get to new diverse authors, just because if you are a already big diverse author, you will have your book pushed. But if you are a newer one, you might not have that push, and then it's more difficult to, you know, find those books. And some of these are, I mean, I have not heard of any one of these, so I am really happy. And, you know, when I find an author that I enjoy the writing of, I can, you know, continue on with that author, like write it down. This is something that you can definitely like find, you know, try and find more from this author. And then, you know, yeah, it's just great when I find new authors that I actually can say that this is a diverse author. So I kind of write that down and basically have one more that you can read from, because yeah, I always try to find diverse authors, but it's not always the most easiest part, just because there are so many white ones. But yeah, I am really happy that I am now, you know, working on getting even better reading from diverse authors, and that is something that I will continue on. I mean, I will still read from white authors because some books are really interesting to me, and then of course I'm going to read them, but I also want to work on getting maybe even better at reading diverse authors. And yeah, so that is something that I have been tracking this year, which is going okay, I have to say. I really hope that I can do even better next year, and that is something that I'm always trying to work on. I mean, with what I have written down, some of them, like those that I have not said has been diverse, might be, just because sometimes it's difficult to kind of see that. I always try to figure out that, but yeah. I'm not going to ramble anymore, because this just turned into a ramble that I have no idea where it's going. But I hope you like this video, and I will see you next time for another video. Bye!